Welcome to QI. Tonight we're all fingers and thumbs, faces and feet and other physical features beginning with F. And to help us we have four familiar fizzogs. We have Joe Brand, Dara O'Brien, Phil Jupiter, and Alan Davis. So it's fingers at the ready, please. Let's face the music and buzz. Phil goes.
20 tiny fingers, 20 tiny toes.
Dara goes.
The foot bone's connected to the
Oh, there you go. Joe goes.
It's a not so bad. It's a not so place. I'll shut up with your face.
Oh, and Alan goes.
This little pig said wee, 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 all the way home.
Now, we have a special forfeit word. If you use a particular F word at any stage of the season... It was almost like a subtle double bluff that it couldn't possibly be that word. It was. So there's your forfeit, I'm afraid. Now, Alan, do you enjoy fargling?
Am I fargling now?
No, I hope you're about to. They're fargling. F-A-R-G-L-I-N-G.
Is it a foreign word for saying amusing things?
It's an American word that's sometimes used for a game that involves your hands and fingers.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yes! Paper, scissors, stone, or rock, paper, scissors. We're going to play it tonight because anytime any one of you gets a forfeit, you have a chance to go double or quits with paper, scissors, stone.
But, Stephen, I can only get a forfeit if I say
Paper, scissors, stone, then. And you'll double your forfeit if you lose, and you will halve it if you win.
1, 2, 3.
Oh! It's a draw. By the way, does anyone know, incidentally, what is the best opening move of paper, scissors, stone?
If you say, you go first.
Very good. Very good.
Is it having a real rock?
That might work.
I bet people do stone first. Is stone the most common?
Interestingly, people think stone is the most common sometimes, so they... supposedly,
they go paper,
according
so
to the
you
new
go
scientists,
scissors.
the best tactic is to play scissors, because many people know that rock is a common opening, so they play paper. They think you'll do rock. Though now everybody knows that, everyone will start with scissors, of course.
Always making sure you play it with a Saudi shoplifter. They could only do rock, couldn't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Avoid playing it with Abu Hamza, because then you...
Abu Hamza can't do... Abu Hamza can only do question mark.
Rock, paper, quizzical expression.
He can do question mark, corkscrew, and a thing for digging stones out of horses' hooves.
He's not a Swiss Army cleric.
OK, now, in India and Indonesia, they don't use paper, scissors and stone. They use animals. Do you know what animals
Right, so they play elephant,
Yes.
cow,
No.
elephant, kestrel.
Kestrel?
Yeah.
Does a kestrel carry off the elephant, or is the elephant eating
Elephant covers kestrel. Kestrel eats ant.
You've got two of them, amazingly.
Ant, elephant,
and
dodo.
Human.
Human.
Human. Elephant beats human.
Right, OK, so that is the mime for elephant, OK?
Right.
There's human.
Yep.
There's ant.
Yeah. But which
Okay.
beats which? Elephant beats human is one.
Human beats ant? Please tell me human beats ant.
Yes, human does beat ant, but ant
beats elephant.
How does ant beat elephant?
They're scary.
In the same way that mice supposedly frighten elephants, ants frighten elephants. They go,
No, they don't.
well, they're said to.
All right, suspend disbelief.
Yeah, because after all, paper doesn't really beat stone, does it? But it does in the game.
That's an engineering question I'm not prepared to answer.
Fair enough. There you are. That's Fargling for you. Now, right, from fingers to facial features. We're going to try a scientific experiment now. So you all have a pencil in front of you, I hope. I'd like Phil and Dara to put the pencil between your teeth. Actually, if you would. That's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Tight between your teeth.
Wouldn't you rather we had a ball gag, Steve? It all started innocently enough with pencils. They woke up in Dortmund 4 days later.
Could you put your pencils in, holding them only with your lips, not your teeth?
This reminds me of my husband.
So
No, he's got a pencil like that.
Oh, has he? Well, now, you may not remove them until I say so. That's quite important. And my question is this. On the face of it, which is funnier, quack or moo?
Wee, wee, wee!
Quack.
Quack. Quack. No, you can't take that until I say.
Because you've got a K in it.
Yes is the right answer. You know this. You're professional comedians, most of you.
Is this not like a bad move in a spoken word comedy show? I'm choosing my words very carefully here to essentially disable the 4 contestants. Could somebody please call social services?
Any idea why a K is funny? It is related to the pencils in a strange sort of way.
Because the shape of your face.
Is the right answer to say a K, you have to smile.
It's a smiley face.
Absolutely.
And people think that you're going to be funny.
They did an experiment with people putting pencils in their mouth in the way you have, which makes you smile, in which...
Not making me smile.
Down it again. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Bang. Oh! So
Someone do a rock.
Take
Do a rock? Do a rock? What's the rock? I can hardly do a kicker. I can do a kicker. Oh, Piper.
A rock.
You can take your pencils out of your mouth.
No, I like it. I'm keeping it for the rest of the show.
Very good.
Don't put a pencil in your mouth. Let's see how the rest of the series goes.
Oh, very well.
Read your bed now, Fry.
According to psychologists, words containing the letter K are the funniest because they force you to smile. It's called facial feedback. What else can you tell us about a duck's quack? Is there anything interesting about a duck's quack?
It has no echo.
It is commonly held misapprehension, unfortunately. A man from Salford University actually put a duck in a reverberation chamber in order to find out if this was true, because it is so prevalent a myth, but they do have an echo. They do echo. Ducks echo.
I'm going to take one to Canterbury Cathedral. I'm just going to get a big old duck and take it and just poke it. Just try out yourself. Why should we believe the things you say on this quiz, Steve?
A man took one to a chamber and
Tested them. No, let's test ourselves.
I approve of your empirical zeal. Now, back to faces. What's the ideal way to kiss a Frenchman?
A French man. With their consent.
Well put. A nice young man. I really mean just as a greeting in the way that French and European people do.
Yes.
How many?
2 in Paris, 3 in rural France, and if you go to very rural France, it can be kiss, 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 kiss. You can do it
Yeah,
4
very
times.
good. I will give you your points there. I have it as 2 in central and southern France and 4 in the northern country parts, Britain.
Well, I
and
clearly
Normandy.
found an
There may be
intermediate
a
place
3.
with it, like
Three,
a 3,
certainly.
yeah.
3 is 2 in Belgium and Holland.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
They always do 3
And
there.
now the snogging forecast for in France.
As you
Brittany, 1, some saliva. Paris, 2, occasional tongue. But outlying areas, 4, some pregnancy.
Yes. And 5 is Corsica, I suppose. Surely they don't kiss each other 5 times, do they?
They really have little to do in Corsica, do they?
Can you tell me what sort of person kisses 5 times? Of course I can. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
I think you might have to go now.
Yeah.
But at least they know what it is. I mean, I don't know what it is here.
If you're unsure about whether to do 1 cheek or 2, the best way to deal with it is to cut their genitals while you're doing it. And they won't mind how many kisses. They won't even be thinking about it.
Cut their genitals.
Just cut them lightly.
Yes, uttering the words, carry a bag, sir. In America, it's strictly 1 cheek. They're very baffled by Europeans doing any more than 1.
And it's just a minefield.
You bump noses, you bump glasses, because you go to the wrong side, you go to the right first or the left. Apparently in Spain, it has to be the right cheek first. However many times.
Really?
Yes.
So what happens if you go for the left first?
There'll be a
disgrace upon your family.
In 1819, a German travel guide to London said the kiss of friendship between men is strictly avoided in Britain, as inclining towards the sin regarded in England as more abominable than any other. Yeah. Queue barging, presumably. That or sodomy.
They're the top 2, aren't they?
Yeah, really. Sodomy,
particularly if it's a queue for sodomy.
Yes. Cut in.
Yeah.
Don't cut in on the buggery line.
Excuse me. Due next. Thank you very much.
Man, I thought the Northern line was bad, but the buggery line, wow.
Oh, dear.
No seats! Oh, Jesus.
Now, to another set of people who like to kiss one another, what can you tell about a footballer from the size of his fingers? Joe.
Is it his position on the WAG penetration index?
My goodness me. Very good.
Right, hang on. There's always something about the index being longer than the one the other side of the...
Yes, you're right. It's the ratio between fingers 2 and 4 is known as the 2D and 4D.
It's actually kind of difficult to do the ratio between fingers 2 and 4 without being incredibly rude to whoever happens to be in there at the same time.
Well, there's an academic, and isn't there always, who has devoted 35 years of his academic life to determining things about humans on the basis of the ratio of the lengths of their... something to do with what testosterone and estrogen do to your finger lengths seems to be important, and his name is Dr. John Manning of the University of Liverpool.
Did he take the duck into the echo chamber?
He wasn't the same.
That sounds so much like a euphemism, I don't know where. Is this the cue for taking the duck into the echo chamber? Is it true that there's so much estrogen in the water supply now that we're being rendered impotent and lots more people are now turning gay?
No, that's just you.
I want an explanation for the rapidly swelling size of my man bosoms, and that may well be it.
So many women are on the pill and they're urinating bits of estrogen into the water.
Could you not do that, please?
Down the drains?
No.
I quite like the idea of you going into Rigby Impeller.
Hello. Conceal them.
Lift and separate.
Actually, no, you should do, just for a laugh, because they've got a woman with a very faint trace of an Austrian accent in Rigby Impeller who can tell the size of your bosoms just by looking at them, right?
Oh, wow.
And I went in and she just said to me, go on then, take all your top bits off. I was like, oh, OK. And I did, and she went, oh, not as bad as I'd imagined. Thanks for that backhanded compliment, madam. Obviously, balls in socks.
So what did you make of my what did you make of my fulsome pair of fun bags? You imagine they're pretty good, aren't they? Really?
No, I think
There's a fair amount going on.
Please, Stephen, I am already pitching a semi. Any more of this talk and I'll be knocking the desk over.
Anyway, Apparently, according to Dr. John Manning of the University of Liverpool, the 2D, 4D ratio, such as is on that photograph behind me, is predictive of infertility, autism, dyslexia, migraine, stammering, immune dysfunction, myocardial infarction and breast cancer even, as well as perceived dominance and masculinity, but not attractiveness, and including things like possibly psychopathic tendencies and ability at football. But continuing on our footy theme, what does a thorny devil do with his feet? Do any of you know what a thorny devil might do?
Is a thorny devil, is it a lizard?
It is a lizard.
Is
Well
it that
done.
one that goes all on alternate feet to stop the heat?
It's not alone as a lizard in doing that. In fact, we may even have footage of the very attractive animals doing that very thing that you're mentioning there.
Sorry. I'm sorry, I kind of coughed and sneezed and wet myself all at the same time. And that's what that noise.
I think the fiver is mine.
Can I just ask, because I just don't know this, is there a facility for men to wet themselves when they cough? Does that ever happen to
What do you mean?
blokes?
Like like a place you'd go.
There's a felicity. It's a wonderful, warm feeling.
Do men wet themselves when they cough,
No,
when they get old?
sometimes,
Shit themselves?
Sometimes we do poo a little bit when we cough. Sometimes.
I
But only
just
sometimes.
wondered.
Sometimes you wet yourself if you dream about going to the toilet.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we've all. Yeah.
And as you...
Dreaming about going to the toilet, you've got to try and wake up really.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's the dream that did it, to be honest. I think he wanted to go to the toilet, and the dream just kind of worked itself around the fact.
I agree. I think they're post-facto dreams
Yeah,
like that.
I think your body decided to go, no, I'm getting rid of this, and your dream kind of went, well, let's weave it into the narrative, shall we?
It's definitely an early warning.
You were briefly an Arthurian knight, but now you're really desperately going to go to the toilet. So take
I
off
was
the
once
suit.
on a boat with Elvis Presley.
Oh, this is within a dream. Oh, take care of yourself.
And I was chatting to Elvis Presley, and then I said, excuse me, I've got to go to the toilet, and I wet the bed.
Alan, wake up, Alan. Alan, wake up. Alan. You're peeing all over yourself.
He was said to wear... Didn't he wear nappies? In his
Elvis?
final unhappy days, I believe, he wore diapers.
Well, I wouldn't be that unhappy in the nappy, would you?
I would, actually.
There's always the moment when he's on stage where you could actually tell where he went, "Will I have a blue Christmas tree without you?" Since my baby left me, I found a new place to live.
I don't know the answer. All I do know is, as you age, you tend to wear pale trousers less and less, so that you don't reveal the dot of shame.
One thing though, here's an interesting fact from, I know some urologists by marriage. There is a thing, when you go and, if you tinkle at night, I'm not sure if it's a forfeit if I said any more harshly than that, there is a bit of the urethra which actually curves down before it goes back. So some of your little business will get caught there, and that's why you go to the toilet at night and you go, oh bugger, and then you turn around and go back in again. A lot of people do that, and they go back in again to have a little bit more, and it's because it's been expelled by the bladder but caught in a little U shape within you. So what you're supposed to do is reach in and just give yourself a bit of a hoi. The noise is optional.
Where are you hoying?
You're hoying. Go all the way down and around
the perineum?
down around the back, but not too far. Then you're hoiking the wrong thing.
And 2 days after that dinner party, Dara's mates are going, "Not going to believe what I told him."
Anyway, it's an Antipodean, rather beautiful. Look
Hello.
at that. Isn't he wonderful?
These do something unique.
Well, yeah, they can take in water in any part of their body from their feet if they stand in a puddle. But what's impressive is that the water doesn't just get absorbed through the skin and go into their system. It goes through grooves and capillaries. It's drawn up by capillary action all the way to the corners of their mouth and into the mouth. So they actually drink water from anywhere, and every part of their body has this system
They just
of grooves.
put their hand in a pint.
A thorny devil is an Australian lizard that can drink through its feet and indeed any other part of its body. Now, how could I tell that Alan is a criminal just by looking at him?
20 tiny fingers.
Yes. A merry criminal. Yeah.
He's wearing your shirt.
That would be one way. Well, let's imagine he's naked. Well, no, all right, not naked, but let's imagine it's nothing to do with clothing.
Is it the shifty little eyes, pointy nose, and general sort of little pug face?
Interesting. A totally unfair reading.
Never
surely.
seen you happier. Never been happier. The happiest I've ever seen you.
That one's been building up for over 20 years.
Not letting this one out on
Pus came
telly.
out of that bottle.
One day I'm really going to tell you what I think of it. When will that opportunity arrive? Oh, go on.
Is this like the phrenology?
Well, this, in fact, I have a
I've got a
phrenological
phrenology
bust.
Everyone has one of those.
Everyone has one of these. This
Stupid
is a
heads.
copy of the original.
In the Melbourne jail, they've got casts of Ned Kelly and all the murderers.
Absolutely, because in the 19th century, not only phrenology, but of the face, physiognomy, the art of reading character through the face was taken terribly seriously.
Is it his ears? Something to do with his ears?
Nose.
Well, I'll tell you, the father of physiognomy was, of course, one of Alan's best friends, Aristotle. According to what he said about the face and character, your curly hair signifies someone who is dull of apprehension, soon angry and given to lying and mischief.
Cool, you thought Joe was bad?
Yeah. The distance between your eyebrows, as worked out by the QI elves, is that you are hard-hearted, envious, close and cunning, addicted to cruelty more than love. Oh. Dara.
Yes?
He who has a large, full forehead and a little round withal, destitute of hair, or at least that has little on it, is bold, malicious, high-spirited, full of choler, apt to transgress beyond bounds, and yet of good wit and very apprehensive. There you are.
You threw me a little bun there at the end, didn't you?
Yes.
Like, you are scumbag, 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 couple of gags, scumbag, scumbag, essentially.
Exactly, basically. Whereas Phil, he whose hair groweth thick on his temples and his brow is by nature simple, vain, luxurious, lustful, credulous, clownish in his speech and conversation, and double chin shows a peaceable disposition, but
Think on.
vain, credulous, a great supplanter, and secret in all your actions.
And not to mention peckish.
Yeah. Well, there is that. Joe, one whose hair is of reddish complexion, is for the most part, if
But
not
it's
always,
hair dye.
proud, deceitful, detracting, venerous, and full of envy.
Venerous.
Yes, as in venereal, sort of.
Disease.
Yes, to do with. Anyway, there we are. That's one of the pseudosciences. Of course, phrenology is the other. This is Lorenzo Fowler's head. It covers all these supposed emotional and various other cognitive things, and you're supposed to feel for bumps in people. Now, largely, and indeed, if not wholly discredited. Duncan, of course. Do you remember Duncan in Macbeth?
Tell me do.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. So even then, Shakespeare knew it was nonsense. A huge
If only
silence
Shakespeare
fell.
had said something about the duck's echo. Could have saved everybody a lot of time.
You saved one trip to the chamber.
Stop, Horatio, take yon duck into the cathedral and there make it sound off.
She quacked.
Well, yes.
Does the reply come back from Brother Warlove?
She quacketh not.
That would be duff. That would be duff, not dust. It does annoy me when they get that wrong. Doth you or dost he, and you know, dost thou. It's not difficult. Art thou?
English lit U,
Basic.
English language C. Good luck, my friend.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, we did it! You and me with the scissors!
Now, how would you describe the famous Thatcher effect?
Yes, you get the country to bend over and you give it one until its eyes water.
It was great, actually, when she became Lady Thatcher, because then she sounded like a device for removing pubic hair, didn't she? And you couldn't take her seriously after that, could you?
It's true. Absolutely. The Brazilian Lady
Straggly
Thatcher.
pubic hairs with the Lady Thatcher, you know.
We need a Margaret Thatcher.
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be.
Here is the Thatcher effect. Do you now know what it is?
Oh, I know that if it's just right way up, she's too frightening, so we have to put her that way.
Well,
The eyes look the same
They're
upside
different.
down as they do the right way up. No, they only look sympathetic.
it's an interesting point. Now, what it is, it's our ability to read faces. Some people in the audience, some people at home may have noticed that on one of those pictures, two of the major features of the face are actually inverted in her upside-down picture. So if we were to turn them around now,
Oh,
you'll
yeah,
see
the mouth.
what you were looking at was that.
Burn the witch!
This was Peter Thompson at the University of York, largest plastic bottom lake in Europe. Sorry, it's just...
You said that for a bet.
I knew someone who went
I'll be able to get it in.
I knew someone who went to the University of York, and every time he said he was there, he couldn't help giving this fact. He didn't know that he told everybody this entirely banal, hopelessly uninteresting fact. And so he went, I can't help hearing the phrase University of York without going, largest plastic bottom lake in Europe. So anyway, Peter Thompson at the University of York, largest plastic bottom lake in Europe. Wouldn't it be awful if we discovered it's now been supplanted by some other lake, plastic-bottomed or not?
In what way would that possibly be awful?
Well, it would just be so sad for York. What does it have it to boast now?
There's a bloke from the
University
University
of York, third largest plastic-bottom lake in Europe. It just doesn't have the same
bloke
ring.
from the University of Baden-Baden.
Hello? I have news. Oh, großen Lake mit den bigen Plastik.
Right.
Haha, York. Haha.
So there we are. That's the Thatcher effect.
We can only do it when the face is the right side up.
He discovered that when it's the right side up, we'd instantly see
but
which
no,
items are upside down, but when it's then turned upside down itself...
I'm racking my brain trying to think of any kind of application, short of you're in the middle of a Soissons neuf and you turn and go, well, how is that? Oh, God, you're hideous. Jesus. You looked fine when we started, but this is ridiculous.
Application's hard to say, but as you know, these things sometimes emerge, and here, for example, is Alan. Turn it upside down, please, now. You never would have guessed, would you? That's astounding, isn't it?
That's a face you don't want to see after a 69, isn't it?
It's a real worry. Facial recognition is indeed a natural human instinct. We see faces everywhere in cloud formations and so on. Here are some little examples. Perhaps you can tell me what you think the faces are.
They're always, by the way, Jesus or Mary.
Well,
these
that's
things,
right.
Yeah. The middle one is a Virgin Mary and a piece of toast.
Actually, most people see Marlene Dietrich in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
If you look closely, I think it does look like Marlene. On the left,
The moon.
it's actually Mars, and people see, yes, the Madonna or something in there. And on the right, Jesus.
You can only say Jesus like that when you say the baby before.
I know, it's
Baby
usually
Jesus.
equal baby
Jesus.
Jesus
Baby Jeebus.
Baby Jeebus, yeah.
Oh, Baby Jeebus. Yeah.
by Saviour, actually.
You make Richard Dawkins look like a Buddhist.
One, two, three. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. But the Thatcher effect makes it difficult for one to detect inverted features in an upside-down face. Now, here's an equally famous face, but what happened to her eyebrows? Tell me.
They got repaired.
They're shaved off on a hen weekend.
No, actually, I'm going to give you the points there, young Ellen. Yeah. The fact is, when the painting was painted in the early part of the 16th century, Leonardo painted a full set of eyebrows and eyelashes, and indeed Vasari, the great art critic and biographer of the Quattrocento artists, he said that they were particularly fine. He actually raved about the way the eyebrows were painted. But successive restorations had them worn off. They're now visible in X-ray, so it's provable that they were there.
So when I go to the Louvre
Yes.
to see the great work, I'm not getting my full money's worth.
It's behind glass. Could you not, paint onto the glass, just like a Groucho Marx set of eyebrows that you could,
Which was done in terms of a moustache and beard by Marcel Duchamp did that famous little moustache, and it had a weird nickname. You have to speak French for this, but it was called LHOOQ, which, if you say it in French, means she's got a hot ass. LHOOQ. She's hot at the arse. 90% of all the people who go to the Louvre Museum in Paris go straight to see the Mona Lisa, spend 3 minutes or less looking at it, and then leave the museum.
There's so much better stuff by
Yeah,
in
it's
the
very
corridor leading up to
disappointing.
it. There's
One
some
painting.
amazing shit in there.
Do you know why
Get me, I'm like Brian Sewell.
The University of Amsterdam used emotion recognition software to analyse the famous enigmatic smile.
Or
it showed...
looked at her.
Yeah.
Emotion recognition software. I don't know, my money's on board. What do you reckon?
It shows that the subject was 83% happy, 9% disgusted, 6% fearful, and 2% angry. She was less than 1% neutral and not even a quarter of 1% surprised.
Sounds like a breakdown of the audience.
Yes. Now, at exactly the same time that Leonardo was discharging his commission to make the beautiful Mona Lisa, Michelangelo Buonarroti was putting the finishing touches to perhaps his most famous work, perhaps the most famous iconic statue there ever was, the David, of course. There it is, well, 3 of them. And the David is a representation of...
David, who slingshot Goliath.
King David, who slew the champion of the Philistines, Goliath, exactly. What use did he have 200 foreskins?
Shut up with your face!
Yes, my dear.
Who cares? It's a feminist dream.
He didn't make his slingshot out of it, did he?
Oh, no, he didn't.
He deep fried them and invented hula hoops.
He said calamari there as well.
There was a rabbi who saved up all the foreskins for all his the moil, the brists, and he dried them. He made a wallet out of them. Yeah, but it was amazing. If you stroked it, it became a briefcase. Hey, no! Sure.
You keep that up, kid. I'll have you playing the big rooms.
Anyway, no, this is, we're biblical here. Who was David's great patron, and whom did he actually then succeed as king of Israel, king of Judea?
Saul.
King Saul, very good. Saul was, as kings did in the Bible, grew very jealous of David, although he was the one who brought him up from shepherd boy to great general.
I was going to say shepherd's bush. Did he come from shepherd's bush?
David Ben Jesse.
I can't slay these, father. What are you thinking about?
So Saul grew very jealous and basically wanted him slain in battle. So he said to him, "You can marry my daughter, but as a dowry I want 100 foreskins from Gentile Philistines." And he went into battle. He got 200, would you believe? Then Saul gave him his daughter Michal in marriage, which is unfortunate end of the bargain, but there you are.
But once he's got the 100, why did he then think, I might as well get another 100?
101. Oh, come on, another one.
Yeah.
You can't.
Why
They
did he
are
have to
very
kill them?
Moorish.
Couldn't he have just...
They really are. They are. They're like chocolate hobnobs. You can't. Anyway, let's put our best foot forward into the final furlong of general ignorance. So be careful not to put your foot in it, but put your fingers on the mushroomoids. And where would you find the world's largest organ?
Wee, wee, wee!
Yes.
in a cathedral somewhere like St. Peter's in Rome, maybe, or somewhere, or Seville, or some huge cathedral.
That's a good answer, but not the
sort of
correct
organ?
one.
No,
not
that
right.
sort of- Blue whale.
I'm sorry. No, we
6
do
years in a
a
row.
musical instrument.
It's never been a blue whale, ever.
It's the world's largest musical instrument.
Rick Wakeman's house.
Is a musical instrument.
Is it a
Really
university?
big one. No, it's inside a natural phenomenon, and it's been turned into an organ.
Caves. Some sort
Yes,
of cave.
in caves,
Full
and
of
this
ducks
man,
quacking.
a man with the ridiculous name of Leland W. Sprinkle, who
American, he has to be American.
yes, has made these felted hammers that strike the stalactites in the cave, and they are tuned and very, very precise.
Stephen, if you'd asked us where the world's biggest xylophone was, then I might have been able to help you. It's strictly an organ.
No, you are. I would agree that anything percussive of that kind is a kind of xylophone, though it couldn't really technically be a xylophone because xylos is the Greek for wood, and it's not wood, is it?
Oh, right.
So, the largest organ in the world can be found deep in the Luray caverns in Virginia. Now, what can you tell about a man from the size of his feet?
Size of his shoes.
That's not just because we thought people would say that. It's genuinely not true. Most people wear the wrong size shoes. That sounds bizarre, but apparently that's true. Because they're unaware of how their feet change size over time. I'm sorry that isn't true, because I have size 13 feet, but it isn't apparently true in all cases. Apparently the size of your hands is in proportion to the size of your feet, though there are many other views. One is that your foot size is the same from the point of your elbow to your arm. It's exactly that.
So why do people think that your cock's to do with your foot size?
It was a rumour started by clowns.
You know what I say? Big shoes, big penis.
As they come in the room. Oh, baby.
Dear. What do we measure feet in Britain? Obviously, the 1, 2, 3. What is that?
You measure them in a little slidey thing.
Yeah, but what is the unit? What is the unit?
A fraction of the slidey thing.
Yes. It's called a barleycorn. It's a third of an inch.
Barleycorn?
A barleycorn is each one. So if you're a size 12, you're a barleycorn bigger than size 11, or 2 barleycorns bigger than a size 10.
Why do they ever tell you that down the shoe shop?
I think they probably are not aware of the fact.
If I go into Dulcis tomorrow and go, good vendor of shoes, how many barleycorns am I this fine day? And then I point my foot at them, I'm going to get short-changed at Lakeside.
I have size 13 feet as well, which is an absolute plague because most shoe production goes up to 11, maybe possibly 12 when you go into shops. So every time I go in, I go, do you have them in anything in size 13? I get a speech where they go, you might find it difficult to find shoes in that size. And you do look at them and go, really? Because this is the first day I've had size 13. Yesterday, I had size,
as a birthday present.
I had size 9, and then I played poker with the witch, and I went hideously wrong, and now I've got these things. But thank you for setting me straight.
Do they not go,
Good sir, you're a barleycorn too far for this shop, I'll wager.
We're not having a barleycorn.
Onwards to Big Ron's Freak Foot Outlet, where the clowns buy their shoes.
Listen for that.
Come in, you are welcome here. Titchy feet.
behave yourselves? Now, good, shoes. So how many muscles are there, incidentally, in your fingers? How many?
20 tiny fingers.
One if you play your cards right.
I cannot look at you. Oh, this is dreadful, boy. I'm not going to pay any attention to you
I'll
now.
put the pencil in.
Oh, Lord bless you. Oh,
Mr. Fry. You're so dirty.
None.
None is the right answer, thank you. There are no muscles in your fingers. Only tendons. The muscles are in the hand and in the forearm that control your fingers. In fact, a way of showing, if you do a sort of spidery thing and then pull in your middle finger like that, do that. All right? Now lift your thumb, tap it up, tap it, tap your little finger, tap your index finger, now tap your ring finger. You can't move it at all. Like all the fingers, it has no muscle.
Oh,
all it is, but it has a shared tendon with the middle finger, so it can't even move at all.
That hurt there.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? There you have a picture of the musculature of the hand and arm, and you can see there are no muscles there in the fingers. And lastly now, which is easier, smiling or frowning?
Oh, smiling uses less muscles than frowning.
Oh, dear, no. In fact, exactly
way
the
around.
opposite is true. It's the kind of thing people say in a banal manner to shopkeepers. You know, you less muscle to smile than to frown.
I'm glad that's
In
not
fact,
true, because
it's
that's
not
really
true.
the most annoying thing that anyone's
Isn't
ever
it?
said.
Exactly. In fact,
Costs nothing.
you use 12 muscles, 12 muscles to smile and only 11 to frown,
How about this?
as it happens. This is an enormous number of...
Really difficult.
Yeah.
You look like that photo of yourself earlier.
I'm using 23 muscles. Still 23.
It is the most hideously irritating thing going. Oh, you know, it's like a friend is a stranger you haven't met yet. That kind of people who say that kind of
Tea towels.
Yeah. People go, well, and you do want to go. Well, how many muscles exactly does it take?
Do you know really?
Come on, then.
All right. Just because it's a crazy childhood dream. I've always wanted to beat you in rock, paper, scissors. Okay, so have we done one?
No.
Okay, sorry.
1,
2, 3.
Well, no.
I don't like it when you're standing, you might be thinking about something, you might be a bit pensive, you might be lost, and someone you don't know just comes and goes, cheer up.
Oh, I know.
Cheer up.
Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Place your bets. What way will Davis go?
Current trend. He's been talking stone all night. He's been talking stone all night. You think it's going to be stone?
Going to be stone.
How 1, how 2, how 3, how whoa! Comprehensively. Let's see if these reversals of
Cheer
your
up.
forfeits have had any effect. So, who will be smiling when the scores are revealed? Let's have a look at them. In first place, with minus 24. It's Phil Jupitus! In second place, with minus 26, is Joe Brand. In third place, with minus 28, Dara O'Brien. Which means the scissors crushed by the stone tonight with minus 42, Alan Davis. Anyway, it's thanks to Phil, Dara, Joe and Alan, and I leave you with this face-saving story. Abraham Lincoln was once accused of being two-faced, and he replied, if I were two-faced, do you think I'd be wearing this one? Thank you and good night.
Next on BBC Two, a killer farce from the canon of Woody Allen. Scarlett Johansson and Hugh Jackman star in Scoop.